Well, 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 welcome back, my darling Diamonds in the Rough. I am your favorite talking stone, and today we are back. Some more katakana, more hiragana practice. I have no clue if I have it up first. Actually, I don't. We're going to start with Wordle. Oh, we are going to start with Wordle. And I'm just going to quickly pull that up, because I forgot to pull that up, but it's... Actually, no, we have it up. We'll talk after. But first, simple puzzle for a simple stone? Rock? I don't know. Actually, it's really hot. Let me turn my fan. Please mind the loudness. Okay, but as always, our favorite starting word is jazzy. You know, just for the sake of the day, this obviously isn't correct. We have an A, but fools. Tomorrow, or today in some places, is April Fool's Day, and we have an S, and we have an A. Shame. Why not? That does... Ooh. Stamp? Why not a stamp? Okay, scamp? Like a scamper? Scallywag? No. Okay, we have to think swamp. Okay, I thought, and it's correct. There we go. That is lovely. What a way to start it off. Just barely, but we got it correct. Now I'm going to do a quick sound check, and I'll be right back. Okay. I'm not doing the wrong thing. Okay, we are good. We are back. We got the Wordle done. You know what? Let's do the connections as well. Let's be a little greedy before we start. Before we start, let's get a little greedy with the connections. Last time we kind of flubbed it rather poorly. I don't like thinking about it too much, and we thought about it too much. We wasted too much time thinking, so we just went with something. But now we can go with something else. Let us begin. Wireless, maybe headphones, maybe something. Kit Kat. Ooh. Snack. Chick flick. Okay, well, let's go through slowly. Plank, like a plank of wood, or plank at the exercise. I see exercises. Any other exercises? It's probably not. Okay. Well, a crunch is an exercise as well. What's rattling? I'm going to turn off my fan. It's acting strange. But right. Plunge shove. Anything else that's like a plunge, no. Pinch, no. A calf raise is an exercise. Nah, no. It's the... Dang it. They're all exercises, but... Unfortunately, no. Fortunately, that's just the red herring. But I do see something else. A crunch is a chocolate bar with little... like Rice Krispies in it. Kit Kat is my favorite chocolate bar with a little wafer inside. And Jolly Roger, I believe that's a... That's the sweet hard candy, right? Anything else that's a... Unfortunately, I don't see anything else that's a sweet little snack. Push... Oh no! That's a push pop, not a push up. We'll try it anyway. No, another red herring. Dang it, we're falling for them. A crow's nest. A nest raise. No. Flick. But it's, okay, no, it starts with baby animal. Calf raise, or maybe not baby animal, but animal. Calf raise starts with calf, which is a baby cow. Chick flip starts with chick, which is a baby chicken. Crow's nest starts with crow, which is just a normal crow. Jolly, no. Push, no. Cat, this ends in cat. Bit awkward, but nothing. We are one away, though. So maybe not nothing. Kit Kat, chick flick, crow's nest, calf race, any other animal-related thing. Plunge, pinch, cannon, crunch, plank, wireless, push up, sports. Oh no. We're one away here, which is really bizarre. Kit Kats. We're using some things very easy. Pirates. Let's go pirate related. Crow's Nest, I believe, is the thing in the sky, right? And then we have a cannon. Yar, maybe take the plunge. Walk the plank. Maybe not plunge. We'll hold off on plunge right now. Deficit fry cook. If it's fry cook, it could be SpongeBob related. Because I know the Krusty Krab is like a... It's like a ship, almost. But anyway, Jolly Roger. That might be a pirate. That could be a pirate. We can't waste it, though. Actually, we can. We'll go for it. There we go. Parts of a pirate ship. Jolly Roger. I wonder what Jolly Roger is. Anyways, so that means that Crunch, Kit Kat, and Push Up. Nope. What do we have? Chick Flick, Kit Kat, Calf Raise are all together. Calf Raise, maybe it's the other thing. Like Kit, Raise, Flick, and Fry cook? Or cook? I don't know. But it should be starting with it, or having animals in the name. Calf, chick, and cat. Well, it's cat spelled incorrectly anyway. Huh. I'm at a loss. Fry cook maybe is the only thing I can think of, but I need to see connection. Raise? No. Wireless? Yeah, I'm out of the loop. You know, we're just gonna send fry cook and hope. Oh! Starting with baby animals. I guess Fry is a baby animal as well. A kit is a baby animal. Huh. I didn't know that. I was more so on the cat, but I didn't even realize it was spelled wrong. Interesting. Alright, so push-up, sports, pinch, plunge, deficit, wireless, absence. Absence, deficit, something's missing? No. Maybe a crunch the numbers and a pinch? Push-up, sports, plunge, wireless. You know what? Let's go for it. Why not? Shortage. There we go. And last but not least, what is this linking together? Kind of bras. Okay. Yeah, I'm not too familiar. So, we got it. A bit lucky. Okay, more than a bit lucky. Very lucky, I might add. But we did get it. And now we can go on to some katakana and hiragana practice. And I guess we can move on to the, title of the stream. I have no mouth and I must scream. I read that today. It was... How do I start with it? It was interesting. It's only 14 pages, which I'm surprised about. I thought it was a longer story. I didn't even know it was a short story. I thought it was maybe a novella sort of thing. But no, it's just a pretty short story. And 14 pages, and it has such an impact on, I guess, modern culture. It has a really big following. Has a really big... Is this Sa or Say? It's Say, right? Yes. But it has a really, really big following. Maybe not following is the right word, but it is very influential in media. Very influential. Not just the original short story from, when was it, 1967, but also the video game based on the short story from 1995. And I know there's that famous quote. Actually, let me see if I can pull up the quote. I think I have it pulled up. Oh, I do have it pulled up. Lovely. This quote that I remember from beforehand, but I wanted to see the source material that the quote is from. Unfortunately for me, what I didn't realize is that the main quote, well, not the main, well, the more popular quote from where I stand, the more popular quote is actually from the game, not the book. It's from the game. So I was reading through it, and I was like waiting, and it never came. But this is the quote. Hate. Let me tell you how much I've come to hate you since I began to live. There are 387.44 million miles of printed circuits in wafer-thin layers that fill my complex. if the word hate was engraved on each nanoangstrom of these hundreds of millions of miles, it would not equal 1/1 billionth of the hate that I feel for humans at this micro instant for you. Hate. Which, oh, that's a bar. As someone who loves hate characters filled with vitriol and hatred and spite, that is a bar. That is a really good thing. No, it's a terrible thing. You should not hate humans, but it is an incredible line that I really wish was in the main story, because I was looking forward to it and I got disappointed that wasn't there. So now I'm going to have to play the game, which, playing the game, that's not like a bad punishment at all. Not a bad punishment at all. But I guess, that ties in with my favorite part of the story. The AI, Am. The main... I'm not sure if you'd call him an antagonist. He's the antagonist. He definitely antagonizes the main character. He's just a cruel... How do I say this? And I say he because they call it he. Of course, it's just a robot. Robot's not even the right word. It's just an AI, but... He resembles the patriarchy. That was the line from it, I believe, in like the first page or two. But yeah. Am, he is, I don't want to humanize him, because he's not human. Am is Am. But he is sort of like if you gave a cruel mortal the powers of a god. And it's... I think the short story, does a really, really good job of characterizing that. And I say mortal with the power of a god rather than just a god, because it has a more mortal feel to its actions. It's incredibly driven by spite and hatred and just general self-amusement. Actually, should I start with the plot? I should probably start with the plot. Basically, an AI becomes sentient, grows incredibly strong, takes over the world, and destroys all human life and takes essentially the role of a god in this world. All human life except for 5 humans who he keeps alive. They are functionally immortal. Just to make them suffer. He keeps them alive just to make them suffer for his own amusement. That is the basic plot of I Have No Mouth and I Must Scream. Which feels pretty innovative. It feels pretty innovative. Granted, I don't know what was going on in 1967. Oh, Cold War era. I believe that was also a big draw to it. I believe that was because the AIs over the world merged into one and reigned the apocalypse. They became Am and reigned the apocalypse. So I think it's a deterrent of... Well, it is a deterrent. It's a story that is a deterrent of just, I guess, not brute force. I wouldn't necessarily call it anti-war either. But just, I guess the arms race. An AI arms race, which, oh boy, is that topical now? But I digress. But Am is definitely my favorite part of the short story. I think it's a really fleshed out character. Because, do I agree with... Obviously I don't agree with Am. What I'm trying to say is, I understand Am, I guess, in a way. You have the, what is it? The feelings of a mortal, but the powers of a god. And you're not necessarily a good person. That makes sense to me. That does make sense to me. That characterization. And because of that, Am is my favorite character. Not my favorite character, my favorite parts of I Have No Mouth and I Must Scream. I also... I was going to say, I also like how well the story does at making all the characters miserable. Or seem miserable, I should say. I do think it goes a bit far, in the sense where... Because they'll be talking about how miserable and awful they are, but I think it might go too far in... what are the right words? Instead of it being gruesome and horrible, it kind of desensitizes it a bit with the degree they go through. In some things, of course, not everything. Like, well, I'm trying to think of a good example, and I can't think of one, which is bad, but I just think there was just so much... They go into so much detail about everything Am does that's horrible to them. But at some point, it becomes desensitizing to the reader in a way. Like, we know Am is awful. We know Am is cruel. But if it's over 14 pages becoming desensitizing to the reader, and they've lived with it for 109 years, because they've lived 109 years in this world, I don't see how they aren't broken yet, if that makes sense. I don't think... what's the term? Carrot and stick? I don't think Am does a good job at giving them the carrot, giving them a sliver of hope to hold on to. And I think that's necessary for what Am is trying to do, which is torture these characters until the end of time. Am, I don't think either it's Am not doing it well, or the story not focusing on it well, but focuses on all the horrible things. Though, I guess technically the story itself is about them having a sliver of hope. Specifically food. Canned food. They are on a quest for canned food. And that is their hope. They haven't eaten in months. The last thing they have had is worms. And they're being forced to be alive by this AI. They cannot die if they want to. But at some point, I feel like if that is how they were treated for the past 109 years, and it is how they were treated for the past 109 years, they would have broken. They would have stopped feeling things. Like, what's one of the... Very often, people will say, have you, like, when you wish for immortality, do you think about the implications of that? Meaning, when you are alone at the heat death of the universe, you will just exist with yourself and your mind, and you will go crazy. Obviously, this is slightly different. You don't exist with you and your mind in a state of nothingness. You exist with other people in a cruel AI that's manipulating your mind, and it's a very cruel and miserable world. It's not nothingness, it's pain. But I feel like that would accelerate the, what's it called? The breakdown of one's mind. The breakdown of one's psyche. Granted, there's only so much you can do in 14 pages, but I feel like... not as a viewer, but that hope is something that I think is key in a story like this. Obviously, it doesn't ruin the story that it's not there. It's still a great story told in 14 pages. It's a really good story. I don't want to say but, because that seems like I'm hating on it. But I feel like it's just missing that one little sprinkle of hope. or some reason to keep them alive. Maybe Am is manipulating their minds to make them go on. But I feel like after torture like that for 109 years, the humans would have broken. The humans would have broken. And then, of course, we have the ending. And I'm going to be completely honest. I don't like the falling... What is it? The falling action? Is that the right word? Right before the conclusion. I believe it's the falling action of the story. I'm going to be completely honest. I'm not a fan of how it went down. Which, mild spoilers, but I'll discuss that first. Basically, in the falling action, they get the cans, and a few of them start fighting each other because they can't open the cans, and they're starving, and Am is having its fun. And they're in like some sort of ice cave. And that's like the big climax of the story. They get there, they're trying to open the cans. Mainly, I forget his name, but the ape-like, not ape-like, chimpanzee-like person. The person that Am has basically, not bioengineered, but biohacked into being like a chimpanzee in terms of facial features, in terms of strength. Because Am is just this pretty much all-powerful thing. Is this chimpanzee guy is going crazy, bananas even, if we can add a sick joke to that. But he's going a bit crazy. He attacks some other guy, and there's just chaos because the cans won't open, and this guy is starving. It's been a month, so he starts ripping and shredding and tearing at this guy's face, eating him almost. Not almost. Am's gonna keep them both alive because they're immortal, essentially. But our main character grabs a pillar of ice, a stake of ice, and kills them both. He then the lady, one of the ladies she's with, kills another person with a spear of ice. And the last guy, the main guy, once again kills that lady afterwards, basically freeing those four from their eternal torture, which is a good thing in this context. Now, the reason I don't like this is because I was under the impression that Am has biohacked them into being immortal. And it feels like this godly figure, for some reason, can do nothing to stop this. And it's written in such a way where this godly figure can do nothing to prevent this. This all-powerful creature who made giant monsters of flesh, who has kept these people alive for over 100 years, who is inside their mind physically and can rebuild them, can't prevent them from dying, from bleeding out like a normal from being stabbed. Specifically, I believe one was stabbed in the abdomen, one was stabbed down the throat. But he can't keep them alive. He can't stop them. He can do everything. Like, I believe he melted the chimpanzee guy's eyes early on. I forget if that was external or internal, but he did that. He has control over the characters, the 5 humans. And yet, they just die. They just die. And I'm just not a fan of that. That is probably the thing I disliked about it the most. Though, I will say, it led us to a great resolution. It did lead us to an incredible resolution. And in the resolution, after these events, the main character, who is the last human alive, faces a full wrath of Am. Am is incredibly upset by this. Am is incredibly upset by this, and according to what I looked up online, this is where the hate quote comes in. This is where the hate quote comes in. But after an inexplicable amount of time, because Am has basically changed this guy's perception of time. He's accelerated it, he's decelerated it, things just pass. We see this guy in some room with metallic surfaces, And he's basically a slug now. He was human before, but now he has like rubbery things where appendages used to be. He's like a big chuffy ball that leaks slime where he goes. And of course, he has no mouth, but he must scream. Cue end credits. Great title drop, by the way. An incredible title drop. But, yeah. I really do like this ending. I have to say. Because specifically, it's Am going from a more sadistic person, or god, to a more cruel god. Obviously, Am was cruel beforehand. Obviously, Am was evil, but the way Am was torturing these 5 people was for its own delight. It found amusement, it found purpose in doing this. However, at least to me as a reader, when the shift happened to there only being the main character left, the main character being the only survivor, Am feels to have amped the cruelty. The main character's own words as well. I believe he said something along the lines of, if Am wasn't cruel before, he is now, or, you know what, do I have it up? I might have it up. In which case, I do have it up. Just try to read that last paragraph. Oh yeah, no, hundreds of years have passed, by the way. I don't know, hundreds of years. He was furious. He wouldn't let me bury it, and it didn't matter. Blah, blah, blah. He was furious. I had thought Am hated me before. I was wrong. It was not even a shadow of hate. He now slavered for every printed circuit. He made certain I would suffer eternally and could do nothing to do myself in. He left my mind intact. I can dream, I can wonder, I can lament. And he goes on to explain, which incredible resolution, I have to say. I really love the resolution. It was incredible. It is incredible. But it just, that subtle shift into Am, what I feel as a reader, Am doing it for his own cruelty to these 5 people, to Am doing it out of spite. Like, they were toys for Am beforehand. 5 toys, and now that 4 of his toys are gone, he's mad at the person who took them away. He is furious. He is upset. Am is upset. Am was playing with his toys in a cruel way, but now he hates them, or him. He hates the main character, whose name I forget. I should remember the main character's name. That's foolish of me. That is foolish of me. But that, I have to say, an incredible ending. An incredible ending to a really influential and powerful short story. In 14 pages, I will say, it does a lot. Am is an incredible character. Am is an incredible character. I can see why it's so influential. I can really see why. Should I get to this? There is one thing I don't like. Yeah, one thing I think is a bit... I don't even know how to describe it. For some reason, and I don't know why, there is some odd... I don't even know what to call it. Not... like, some odd sensual relationships between the 5 humans. And for some reason, I think there's a little too many lines regarding that. Between Am manipulating the mind of the only woman there to be more provocative. I didn't understand why that was entirely relevant to the story. Obviously, I understood why Am manipulating the characters' minds and physical appearances was important to the story. I obviously understand why. It's very powerful, and you make them what you hate. or make them stuff that they don't like about themselves. Like, he made the handsome person an ape, or chimpanzee, I should say. He made the very active person slothful. The main character, maybe he did nothing, maybe he did something. That's something I like that's ambiguous. The main character says that nothing has been done to his mind. But he also has this, not psychosis, but this fear that everyone hates him and goes crazy about it. So, did Am influence that? Or is that just what he believes? Who knows? Who knows? But it's very interesting to me. It's very interesting to me. Oh my. But, of course, yeah, he talks about, the only woman there being super sexually about the other four. And I felt like that wasn't really relevant to the story. And of course, and this comes up in two places. For some reason. And I don't know why this is in the story. I don't know why. But for some reason, twice in the story, they mention the chimpanzee guy is, I don't know how to say this, has a very large male appendage. I don't understand why that's relevant to the story. It comes up twice. Specifically, the first time, again, with this transformation, he was the handsome fellow who turned into an ape. He was also, and I don't know if this is, how do I say this? I don't know which definition of the word, oh my goodness gracious, what is it? They mentioned he was gay. I'm not sure if it was in the happy sense or in the homosexual sense, but he mentions that, and that Am giving him this large male appendage was akin to hating that? And I was very confused as a reader, as I don't get that point. I don't get why giving him this endowment is relevant to either his well-being, his happiness, or his sexual preference. I don't understand that. Maybe that's just me. Maybe 1967 culture was different. Culture was different. It's nearly 60 years ago. Wow. Well, 59, but that's nearly 60 years ago. And of course, again, in the first line, not the first line, in the first page, the only woman there is asking to protect this chimpanzee guy because of his large endowment. Which I don't think that's really, I guess technically it flows together. If you mention both those things on the first page and then describe it later, it's good writing, but I just feel like it wasn't necessary. It felt awkward. It felt like, I don't know, it felt like something that you would see on DeviantArt or Wattpad, if that makes sense. And it was just very bizarre to me. It felt out of place in what is one of the more influential stories, more influential short stories. It felt really strange to have this odd sensuality in what is a very, very dark story. It just felt strange to me. I don't know why. Maybe I might read up on it and see if there is a bigger reason why. Maybe I missed something. Also, I think at 50 we're going to do another puzzle. Actually, you know what the Minute Cryptic is calling to me? The Minute Cryptic is calling to me. That is if I can get to 50. So let's be on our way. But yeah, that's the big thing I wanted to talk about. I read it today, or finished reading. No, I read it today. I opened the book today. I read it today, and I was like, wow, this was interesting. I did not read, but I listened along to an audiobook on Friday of it. Was it Friday or is it? I think it was Saturday. But I kind of fell asleep halfway through, so I just decided to read it, which was a good choice. It was a very, very interesting read. and again, I really love the ending. I really, really love the ending of how there is no hope, there is no escape, and just the shift in Am from a mean child playing like Sid from Toy Story. That's who he reminds me of. Oh my goodness. He does remind me of Sid from Toy Story. That Am reminds me of Sid from Toy Story. That's, wow. Shout out, Toy Story, wow. Toy Story, the 1990 whatever film, which I have a lot of good things to say about Toy Story. I believe it was a pinnacle of animation, if I recall, where I think it was the first major film to be 3D animated. I might be wrong on that, so don't take that as dogma. But wow, he does remind me of Sid from Toy Story. Sid is also this, essentially, relative to toys, this all-powerful figure. And he's very cruel to his toys. Granted, of course, with Sid, you were eventually able to stop him. With Am, there is no such hope. There is no such hope. Oh, I just want to mention one more thing. One more thing about Am. I like that he allows the characters to feel hatred towards him, to feel animosity. He doesn't control their thoughts in that sense. He manipulates their mind, but he doesn't control their thoughts. I like that because it's just a real hater there. Am is just a real hater. He allows himself, he wants to be the bad guy. He specifically wants to be looked upon as this evil god, this evil thing that controls you. He can do what he wants and you will just have to take it. It's just, I just like that little detail. Well, I like that they drew attention to that little detail. Because obviously, you can't have, like, this isn't George Orwell's 1984 where the government's trying to control people to think how they think. Which is the opposite of what Am does. Am wants the 5 humans to hate him. George Orwell's government, Big Brother, wants all citizens to obey it blindly, to be, I guess, robots, desensitized humans. I find that really creative. Not really creative. I found that really nice that that detail was drawn attention to. They even have a little rant about what Am stands for. Where it's like, artificial mind, aggressive manipulator. Am is just Am. It thinks, therefore it is. I think, therefore I am. Am. Great René Descartes quote. René Descartes? I'm butchering Descartes. Descartes? Oh my. But the famous French philosopher? I say French. I don't know. Was he? No. I believe he was French. I believe he was a famous French philosopher. Descartes. René's. Good old René's. I'm not going to say his last name because I'm going to butcher it because I can't read it off the top of my screen because I don't have it on my screen. But I like that subtle little quote. I like it. And one more. Good, we're at 50. Let's hop over to the Minute Cryptic. I think that's all I have to say about I Have No Mouth and I Must Scream. An incredible story. An incredible short story. I did write down some notes, so I have more to talk about, but for now, let's focus on this, the Minute Cryptic. Now, if you were unfamiliar with the cryptic crossword clues, pretty simple to not to understand. I wish they were simple to understand. But basically, instead of a traditional crossword clue where the whole thing here is a definition, the whole clue is a definition, cryptic clue is a bit different. We have typically a definition, usually at the beginning, maybe at hearing, or end, maybe intervals, and the rest of a clue is filled with fodder and with indicators, which will give us hints towards the clue. A puzzle of wordplay to solve. For example, Yeah, well, this is the example. Adhering to etiquette, people in the play exit at intervals. So the definition is either adhering to etiquette, or intervals. I don't know. But let's look at the flesh of the clue. People in the play exit at intervals. People in the play adhering to etiquette. Okay, this is difficult because it's a lot. How many letters do we have? We have 8 letters. People in the play exits. Maybe. No. I'm going to use a hint, because I don't really know, and I don't want to stare at this too long. Let's see the definition. Adhering to etiquette. Okay. Our definition here is adhering to etiquette, and if you want to do something while adhering to etiquette, you do it blank. Okay, we're not going to focus too much on that last part, because I think that's a bigger hint. It's not going to be obeying. Okay, good, it's not. Following the rules. Adhering to etiquette. Manners? No. We might use another clue, but let's just take a little bit look into this longer. People in the play exit at intervals. Alright. For some reason, intervals makes me feel like we're taking... Well, first of all, in makes me feel that something is going in something else. I think people or something representing people, like maybe person, man, woman, whatever, is going to go somewhere in the play exit. And at intervals makes me think every other letter. So maybe it's P, A, E, I. P-A-E-I, and people... Okay, it's probably not that, but maybe P-L? We skip A-Y, E-X. Plex, that's interesting. Or maybe L-A-Y-X-T? I mean, not L-A-Y, but L-Y-X-T. Oh my. At intervals. You know what? Let me use a hint for the indicators. Oh. Well, that's different than I thought it was. In is not an indicator. Exit at intervals is. Intervals. Oh, wow. This clue's indicators are exit and at intervals. One of these is a selection indicator, guiding us to focus on certain letters from the fodder. The other is a deletion indicator. Take those selected letters, delete them, and see what's left over. Okay, so exit isn't at the end of something, it's deleting. We delete letters. So we exit at intervals. We take away at intervals. One of the selection indicator guiding us to focus on certain letters from the fodder at intervals. So maybe here 8 letters. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Oh my. So I think it's every other letter than people. People in the play. So P we skip E, O we skip P, L we skip E, I we skip N, T we skip H, E we skip P, L we skip A, and Y. Politely. That is adhering to etiquette. That's a lovely clue. Oh my. Really bonkers with the indicators here. Exit at intervals. That's very strange. Hello? What the heck? Right now, this is the Minute Cryptic. A different sort of crossword clue. And adhering to etiquette, people in the play exit at intervals turns out to be politely. We got it. It was Katakana and Hiragana practice. Let's hop back over. But, you know what? Let's go to... We'll do 10 more of this. We'll do 10 more of this, and then we will probably do some more puzzles. because puzzles are fun. I like puzzles. I like cooling down with some puzzles. A bit less than usual, but oh, it's good. It's really good. Oh, Pia. Let's see. We got 6 more to do. Let's see if we can do them all well. Pia, ga, re, re. Oh, it's K. Interesting. Who, wa. Last one is do. Okay, 60 for 69. Not the greatest run, but a run nonetheless. A run nonetheless. Let me see. I will pull up the Pokedoku and the Wordsmith. So let me pull them up because those are my, I guess, favorite puzzles to end the stream with. Wordsmith. Not .net. I'm doing the puzzle one. Alright. So let's hop over to the Pokedoku. It's gonna load. There we go. Ooh. And I'm very bad at regions. We have Alola, Steel, Flying, and Psychic. We have not fully evolved Steel, Flying, and Psychic. And we have Paldea and Area 0. I don't know that. Oh my. That's gonna be interesting. Flying. I don't think Decidueye is flying. And I don't remember the main flying type. Psychic. No, Primarina was Fairy. Oh my, I'm cooked. I'm cooked. Alola and flying type. That is interesting. I mean, let's go not fully evolved. Steel, not fully evolved. That should be easy, except for the fact I can't think of anything right off the top of Magnemite. Magnemite, not Magarnia. Magneton also works. Flying, not fully evolved. Starly, my favorite of the bird fodder. Many regions. Shout out Sinnoh. I love Sinnoh. I do love Sinnoh. It was my first set of Pokemon games. And Starly was a really cool bird. I loved how it learned close combat. Helped me brute force my way through Crash or Wake. Really nice. Now Psychic, not fully evolved. Abra's the first that comes to mind. Let's do the third that comes to mind. Second that comes to mind, not Jinx. I don't believe Jinx is Psychic. It might be Psychic. Medicham. Third that comes to mind, Psychic types. Oh wow. Espeon. Oh, Psychic not fully evolved. Okay, Espeon's a terrible choice then. Espeon is a terrible choice. So let's move over. What is Psychic not fully evolved? That's not Abra. I feel like, should we go Psychic and Rock? Is there a Psychic and Rock type? I don't know. That's a good, Lugia. Lugia is the only form, so of course it's fully evolved. Same with Uxie. I'm only thinking fully evolved Pokemon. That's really strange. I could do Kadabra, but I feel like that's the Abra line. Interesting. Natu. Natu should be Psychic and... Oh, Muda also works, but I'll do Natu. It should be Psychic and Flying. I do love Natu, even though I've never used it in game. There we go. Let's see. Alola and Steel. I think... Oh, first of all, we know this. Iron... What is it called? I forgot what it's called. Iron Treads Bundle Hands. Iron Moth. We're going to take Iron Moth. This should be a Steel type. And if it's not, I'm going to go crazy. It has iron in the name. It has to be. I feel like I got baited on this before, though. How is it not? I'm very displeased by that information. Alola and Steel, I don't know. Alola and Flying, I don't know. Alola and Psychic. Do I know? I don't know anything. You know what? I might just give up. This is the worst we've done. I didn't play Alola. I didn't play Paldea. So I might as well just see what they have. Alright, of course, Iron Treads was there. And Togedemaru, Toucannon, and Raichu. Oh, Raichu Alola. I could have gotten Raichu Alola. I know that. Then Espartha. Is that? I've never heard of that. Bombardier. Never heard of that either. Iron Treads. I know the Iron line, but Gold Dago, Squawkabilly, Green Plumage. Oh, Squawkabilly. I've heard of Squawkabilly. Iron Boulder is psychic? What about this screams psychic? Necrozma Dawn is psychic in Alola. Minor Red is flying in Alola. Okay. That was bad on my part. I'm very bad. You are a rock? I am a rock. I am a rock. I forgot about that. But yes, I am a rock. Wordsmith. Alright. Now we have, I guess, one more puzzle. One more puzzle for the night. The Wordsmith. Now, the Wordsmith, we're going to have a starting word, in this case, waterfall, and there will be sets of clues. And we have to use those sets of clues to transition from waterfall to a different word, then a different word, and so on until we run out of clues. The only issue is that we don't know the order of clues. We don't know which clue goes where. So let's begin. Waterfall. Inject in E somewhere. Result a peculiar aspect of something. No, that's not the set of clues. Remove a season. Fall. So we have water. I'm just going to put that in for now. Change the middle letter to another letter. So instead of T, we have something else. A thin food is a wafer. Alright, reverse the full word. Refall. Keep part of the word. Game officiate. A ref. Oh wow, that's pretty easy. Append, something you might see at many of at the Oscars. Wait, awards? Restructure code without changing its behavior. Without changing its behavior? Edits. I guess. I don't know. We'll go down. Keep. Word that might precede lift, book, or value. Prepend. Lift, book, value, we don't care about the clue. That's just not it. Remove. Detective Ventura. No, it's not that. We can't remove much. Keep the middle half the word E. Result of truth. E is not a truth. Reverse the full word, so fair. Remove the last letter. Append a girl. Coupon collector's philosophy. Append a girl. Lady? No. Oh my, I think we might be lost. Inject an E somewhere. Not reef. Not refe. At E ref. Oh, it's not that. Append something you might see at the Oscars. Reference? No. I don't know. I'm going to use a hint. It is that. Append. Ref award? Refactor? Refactor! Oh, I didn't think about that. Alright. Keep. Word that might precede lift, book, or value. Fact. I don't know. Product Microsoft makes. We're going to skip that. Remove. Detective Ventura. I don't know who that is. Dang it. Result something you might do on the web. No. Keep middle half of the word. Middle half of the word. So fact. Yeah, fact is a truth. We got that. Reverse the full word. T-calf. Remove the last letter. T-ka. Append a girl. No. Inject an E somewhere. A facet of something. Is a particular aspect of something. Keep word that might precede facelift, so keep face. Facebook. Not Facebook. That's not Microsoft. Big blank in California. Big tech. Face tech? No. A product Microsoft made. Oh, prepend. At the beginning. A big web in California? Web face? Big tech face? Microsoft something face. Interface. No. Weird. It's definitely that. So, big blank in California. That's interesting. That is very interesting. I don't know. A product Microsoft makes that ends with face. And it's not interface. Web face? I believe we said that. Yeah, not web face, not interface. Yeah, it's very clearly that, but what is it? Surface. Oh, I didn't know that. Microsoft Surface. I didn't know. Remove Detective Ventura. I don't think there's any name there, so we're going to skip that. Reverse the full word. Remove the last letter. Append a girl. Oh, it's probably that. ECAFRU. Yeah, it's definitely not that. Detective Ventura. What's a name? Surf? Oh, surf the web. You remove ace. So surf. SURF. And then fru. We reverse it. We remove the S. Append a girl to the end. Frugal. Frugal. Okay. That was a little poor, but we got it done. Well done. There we go. And my music stopped. Why did my music stop? That's a good question. Because I didn't have it looping. That's weird. Weird. You know what? We can do one more puzzle. We can do one more puzzle. We want to end on a high note, don't we? We want to end on a high note. So, let me just go on and let me see the doll. Why am I clicking on the wrong thing? Oh no. We can go to the dolls. DLES. A good site with a bunch of, well, Wordle-based games, I suppose. Hitori Conquest Zonde. Interesting. But Zonde, what is it? Guess the price from Amazon? No, I don't want to do that. 5-letter word that's been transformed into a wave word. Hitori Conquest. Maybe Hitori Conquest? That seems interesting. I will try it out. Maybe it'll be good, maybe it won't be. Let's begin. Welcome to the new Hitori Conquest. We don't care, we just want to play. Eliminate cells in the grid until there are no duplicates in any row column with no adjacent black cells and no remaining cells are cut off from the rest of the grid. So, eliminate cells in the grid until there are no duplicates in any row or column. Okay. So we can get rid of this 3, I believe. Oh, is this just how we do it? How do I do this? Does that eliminate it or not? Eliminate the 3, eliminate the 6. Eliminate the 2. We'll just do the first. 1, 5, 6. 7, 6, 6, 5. Oh, we'll eliminate. Just going down. I see a 6 down here, but I don't see this 6, so yep. 6, 5, 2, 1, 4, 3. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And these are 8 across, so that makes sense. 7, we see that already. 1, 7, 2, 1. We see a 1 up here, so we're going to eliminate that. 4, 6, and 6. We're going to eliminate this 6, so we see this 6 up here. Alright. 5. Alright. 5, 6, 4. We see 2 4s. Eliminate this one because we have a 4 down here. 6. We could eliminate either. Because we don't have a 6 in here. We don't have a 6 in this row either. So we'll just eliminate the second one. Oh, first one. 3, 5. We have a 5 up here. So we're going to eliminate that. 7. We're good. Alright, so 4, 2, 8, 1. 4 again. We're going to eliminate that. We see 4 down here anyway. 7, 8. We have 2 8s. Both are fine, so we'll eliminate the second, first one. 6, we already have a 6 up here, so we have to delete that. 4, we have a 4 up here. 7, 5, 4. That's good because we already got rid of this 4. 8, 1, we have a 1 up here. 2, and 1 again, but Yeah, we should be fine. 3, 1, we have a 1 up here. This one's fine right now. 2, we have a 2 up here. 7, 5, 5 again, but we have a 5 up here. 2, yeah. Lastly, 8, 4, 3, 6, 4 again. So we'll delete that. It doesn't matter, because there's no 4 in either column. 2, we'll delete that. We have a 2 up here. 7, and 5. I think this is good. So we're just going to check. I think this is correct. I don't really know how to play. Oh, the object of a tutorial is eliminate cells in the grid until there are no duplicates in any row column with no adjacent black cells. Okay, maybe I'm playing it wrong, but I think we're good there. Might move on. What's one thing I can do? I bit my tongue. Horsel? What's horsel? Wordle looks at the answer is always horse. I don't want to do that. Orangeedle? No. Ted Songdle. Oh. I see something. I see this is going to be the last one, but the Poke Cryptic. It's like the cryptic crossword, except instead of being just a normal word, it's going to be a Pokemon-based word, whether it be like a move or something else. Well, let me just actually double check to make sure it's like move or something else. Or Pokemon name. That's interesting. That is very interesting. Pokemon-related interests such as Pokemon names, move names, and towns. Interesting. Very interesting. Right, let's begin then. Bird of prey, sat, parrot flies around. Okay. Parrot flies around. Okay. Well, this is interesting. This is very interesting. Bird of prey, or flies around, might be the definition. Because I'm not sure if it's just bird, in which case it's just a Pokemon, or bird of prey, which is sat. Parrot means to mimic, or to say aloud, maybe. Sat. Parrot flies around. I'm going to use a hint. I believe flies around might be the definition, but we're going to check. Okay, bird of prey is. Our definition is bird of prey, and the Pokemon Spin classifies our answer as the predator Pokemon. Okay. So, oh my goodness gracious, what's that vulture Pokemon? Rotfly. No, it's 9 long, which is a pretty long one. That is pretty long. 9 is pretty long. Oh wait. Let's see something. I think flies around might be an anagram indicator. So let's check sat parrot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, it might be an anagram of sat parrots. If only I had the scribble, but... It's not pat rat. First of all, it's a bird of prey. Staraptor! Oh my god! It's Staraptor! Starapt... Or isn't it? I believe that's how you spell Staraptor. And let's just see. Staraptor, bird of prey. Yeah, that checks all the boxes. Staraptor, I was just talking about you. Wow, what a fitting ending. What a fitting ending. Staraptor. Because flies around is an anagram indicator, so we anagram sat parrots, and we get Staraptor. That is brilliant. But that is going to do it. Thank you all for watching. I believe I have a spiel today, so let me check my notes, because I definitely wrote something down, at least on Sunday. Or Monday. I wrote something down. Oh, yes. I guess I'll end with something I watched recently. So much peak cinema has hit my eyes, and this one was Destroying a World That Does Not Exist. A sequel to the video, Finding a World That Does Not Exist? Shout out to Weethies. It's on YouTube. It's an incredible Minecraft video. But basically, the original, just Finding a World That Does Not Exist, is essentially the story of Durlord and Avery, or two separate characters, Durlord and Avery, as they are followed by this thing and pressured into finding this golden gate, and they see something inside. By they, I mean specifically Durlord, or Derek, as we're now told. They see something inside, and it terrifies them to make a book that says, do not turn left at the crossroads. Do not turn left at the crossroads. Do not turn left at the crossroads. And now we just get a bit more explanation. We get a bit more explanation, and oh my, well, not explanation, we get an entire new video from Weefies. And it was insane. It was really good. We got a more fleshed out explanation, and as I grow older, let's say that, I appreciate a more supernatural vibe that's explained to me. Obviously, not everything needs explanation, but I like not having to dig through clues, because that's time consuming. I sometimes like it when it's very mysterious and you can appreciate things, but sometimes the clues are served on a plate. Because we get that good, sweet lore, and oh my, we got lore. Beyond the Golden Gates, not the Golden Gate, is there a Golden Gate? Yeah, no, the Golden Gate, what lies inside was, dare I spoil it? Should I spoil it? It's a really, really revealing thing, but what it was a block of gold. Or was it? Because that's what Avery saw. I believe his name is Avery. But what did Durlord see? What was censored? It wasn't a block of gold. It was a thing. A thing that does not exist, but knows all, and will flood your mind with the information that everything. It will drive you mad. An all-knowing, all-powerful being that does not exist. Yet. That floods your mind and makes you go mad. That was what was beyond the gates. The Golden Gate. And wow. Just wow. I love... Well, yeah, no, I can say it. I just spoke an incredible tirade about how I love the character of Am, but I love these beyond human comprehension beings. I really love them. I think they're incredible to have in a story. These beyond comprehensible beings. When you write them well, they are really, really written well. Even if you don't have to flesh out the character, because you don't really have to flesh out the character. They exist, and they are an antagonist, or they antagonize. They're essentially evil from the point of view of the reader. And I just love that. I really do. But shout out to that Weefies video. I highly recommend it be watched. But that is going to do it. Thank you all for watching. And as always, have a day. I hope it's a good one. See ya.